All right, hello and welcome to the program 7 Politics today with Austin Beatrice Sinam. Today we're going to be discussing women participation in politics ahead of the 2023 general election. The low number of women in politics and other leadership positions have been identified by many as a major setback to the country's development. These include the status of women inclusion, participation in governance, both at the state and subnational level. Over the years, women representation in the political space has been tagged poor and gender imbalance. For instance, out of the 360 members of the House of Representatives, only 18 are women, representing about 4.61%. And also in the Senate, we find that you have only 8 women out of the 109 Senate members, representing about 7.34%. The same goes down to the state level. In fact, since 1999 to date, no woman has been elected president or governor. The 2023 general election is drawing nearer, just few months from now. What will be the contribution of these women to the politics ahead of 2023 election? Since we cannot deny the fact that women are also important in the political space. So these are the issues we're going to be discussing today. Let's go on a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll bring these issues to you on the table. For advert placement, you can call the number on your screen.
And you can visit our website at www.7fm.tv.
7 TV Nigeria.
7 TV. 7 TV. It's all about you.
All right, welcome back to the program. Thanks for staying with us today. As I mentioned, we're going to be discussing women participation in politics ahead of the 2023 general election. Joining me to discuss these issues today is someone who has masters in transportation engineering, Princess Tina Onojegwe. Thanks for joining us in the program today.
Thank you.
All right, Princess Tina is an active member of the ruling All Progressive Congress and also the member of the inaugural committee for President Muhammadu Buhari. Princess, you're welcome once again.
It's a pleasure to be here.
More pleasure.
Yes.
All right, let's go straight to what we have on the table. There have been agitation over the years over women participation in politics. Let me get your take on that. What is your take about women participation in politics?
Women participating in politics. 75% of women in politics, some are independent. Some of them are single. Some of them are young ones. These 3 categories, the independent women in politics, they are women who can care for themselves, who can follow up on their own without sponsored. They can move with the candidate to any place of the candidate choice appointed by the party on their own. Those are the independent women in politics. Then the single, there are people who are not married, who are not yet married in politics, which is about 10%. Then 75% are the individual women in politics. They are independent women in politics. We also have the married women in politics. The married women in politics, they are just 15%. Okay. While the independent women in politics are 75%. Those are the class of women that you can call at any time for a meeting and they will rise up and follow up in politics.
All right, so among these categories of women that you've stated, of course, the single women seems to be occupying the highest percentage, like you mentioned. What is your take about, because some people believe that there should be a balance coming from gender equality. There should be a balance. So probably if you're having maybe 360 members House of Representatives, you should also have if dividing it into 2, or if not even into 2, like we just saw only 18 out of 360, 60 Do you agree that there should be a balance? Probably if you have 360, you have 150 women and then others men.
It can never be balanced.
Why?
Politics is capital intensive. It can never be balanced. Politics is a game of risk.
But there are women who are rich too.
Okay, if you have the risk, did you have the capital to back up?
There are women who are rich also.
Those are the people who could emerge in House of Reps and all that.
We saw in your party. We saw a woman, of course, in the race. A woman brought out your party's ticket was sold for presidential race was sold for 100 million naira. And we saw a woman bought the distance. And of course, they said what a man can do, a woman can do better.
Okay, now, how many women did you see among them?
That's the question I'm asking you.
It's only one. Because politics is capital intensive. No party will elect a woman as their president in Nigeria.
Why is the question?
Because democracy is very expensive. So expensive in mind that in Nigeria, even if you are not a politician, you should head of what democracy is taken from Nigeria every 4 years. You cannot contest election with ordinary hand.
When you say democracy is expensive,
yes,
different questions will be coming to the heart of people.
Of course.
What aspect of is it just on the monetary aspect of it? Because among the parties we saw in the presidential, I think it was only your party that sold their ticket for 100 million naira. And of course, there have been agitation for inclusive, and even the government have encouraged people to participate in politics. So when you say democracy is expensive, is that what is obtainable in the other nations of the world?
Yes.
Or is just particular to Nigeria?
In the whole world, democracy is very, very expensive. How do we have INEC in Nigeria? What brought the voters card to stay in Nigeria? How do we produce the voters card? Is it free? Is Nigeria not spending money producing the voters card? Is there not INEC office? Are they not receiving salaries? Democracy has come to create a lot of offices in Nigeria that takes a lot of income from our purse. So democracy is not easy as a game that a woman can just come in and say, I want to contest election. The party will allow you to come up. But did you have the ability?
Okay, Nigeria, since 1999, I think Nigeria is 23 years in democracy. The balance that we see,
yes,
and the number of women that we see in politics,
yes,
do you agree with that number? Is it justifiable enough?
Well, there is a room. There's room, a very larger room for women to come and contest election. Even if men are paying 100% for their ticket, the women they are paying 50%. Even some of them are paying even lesser. So there is a room for women to come and contest.
So why are we not seeing women
But
contesting?
we women, we are very prudent in spending. You don't expect me to move my 100 million to go and buy a ticket that I want to contest election.
So why the agitation if that's the case? Because women are the one agitating. Give us space in the political space.
No, the thing is free for every woman. Politics is free for all women to come in. If you are capable, if you know you have the money to spend for election, you come out and display yourself. Show us the ability.
All right, quickly, let me get your take. What is your position? Recently, in the last APC Women meeting conference that was held, we saw the Minister of Women Affairs coming to say that some of the reasons that account for, the excesses we have in Nigeria in terms of development, economic development, securities, and all of those other evil vices is because of the low turnout of women or low participation of women in politics. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with it.
But she's an APC member.
But as a fellow woman, I will support her to a limit. But the insecurity in Nigeria is not because women are not in equal right with men.
She did not mention only insecurity, other issues too, economic issues and other issues.
When you talk about the economic, I will support her because democracy is like a matrimonial home.
Tell us more about that.
A man without a wife is a bachelor. So of a truth, we need a woman vice president in Nigeria, come sun or come rain. Without a woman vice president, Nigeria is incomplete. They are still bachelor. And that is why I'm warming up for another 8 years to come to become the vice president of Nigeria, to make sure that the country is normal. Because for now, the country is not normal. Like as I told you, democracy is like a matrimonial home. A husband without a wife is a bachelor.
What do you make of the position of the First Lady of Nigeria? Because some people would tell you that the position of the Vice President is just like, it's not active enough, like we see in Nigeria, all right? People expect that you should be talking about going for president, like we saw in India recently. A woman became the head of India, their president. So why going for the vice, since you have an opportunity to contest for?
Any woman who knows that God created a man before her can never contest as a president of a country, because the man is always the head. So woman is to be the vice to the man.
So in your own take, you are saying that there should not be room for woman being the governor of a state or the president of a country.
The governor is subject to the president. So a woman can be a governor of a state, but not the head of the country.
But the state is a microcosm of a country.
No. Of a truth, the state, even they have their own micrograms, is also subject to presidency.
Well, all right. Let's talk about the 2023 election.
Okay.
Your party have been, the APC, have been in power for almost 8 years now. 7 years plus. February 25 will make it up to 8 years. And then we're seeing your party coming up again, of course, presenting a candidate in the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
What is your party selling? Let me ask, have your party sufficed Nigeria enough to convince Nigeria to vote for them?
You see, in every home, a disciplined man who wants to develop a home must have a provision known by the children and the wife that we are in development. So we have to spend prudently and maintain what we see for now. And that is what we are passing through in Nigeria. If you look at this administration today, the railway that the PDP has been clamoring to complete for decades, our party has come to complete the railway. And other things that was uncompleted.
Let me bring the thought of Nigerian to you. You see, the common man in the street understands when he goes to the market or she goes to the market, and then she's able to buy, food that could suffice such a person, an individual. That is what the common man, the Nigerian man, understands.
Very good.
Yes. Have your party been able to suffice the common man in the street? Because we saw that almost everything have doubled up in this regime, as against 2015 when your party came up. The price of rice was almost 200 naira, but now it's about 1,000 something. How many people could afford that?
Okay. We have the farmers.
But things are still going up.
Okay. Did you want to tell me that it's the government that is regulating the farming?
The government regulates the policy.
You are talking about policy. We are talking about the goods. One, Nigeria opened a window for agriculture. The president has been crying over devastation for a couple of years, that the time will come, the income will be very scanty because we believe in the crude oil. And he has been singing, telling us that we should go into devastation, that the time will come, things will be very expensive. So he wants agriculture to excel in Nigeria. And he opened the window for credit for whosoever that want to go into agriculture to go and borrow money from the banks. There are several banks of agriculture in Nigeria. That is why the president is saying that we are lazy, because the room is there. Okay, may I ask you a question? Good. How many farms did you have? Where are your plot of farm in Nigeria?
Now, Nigerians also are saying that in as much as there's room to go to farm, but insecurity is also waiting for the people in the farm.
Okay, may I ask you a question? When did this insecurity started in Nigeria?
Tell us.
It's a question.
For advert placement, you can call the number on your screen.
And you can visit our website at www.7fm.tv.
7TV Nigeria.
7TV. 7TV. It's all about you.
Insecurity or insecurity, people have been stopped going to farm because we have oil, crude oil that is giving us income in Nigeria, derivation to all states and all that.
All right, because of our time,
But the
let
president-
me put this question forward to you. You are a woman, and of course, you have children. Okay, what plan? I believe that the meeting that was held, the conference of the APC women that was held, is to strategize on how the APC can make their ways in the 2023 poll. You have children. What message, what is the role of women ahead of this 2023 election, especially in convincing the youth? Because I mentioned the issue of insecurity is there, as who have been on strike for many months now. The dollar have risen up and all of these things. So there seems to be a youth movement now, of course, that the youth seems to have woken up probably from their slumber, and then they have a movement. And then they cannot wait for the 2023 election to come so that they will cast their vote. What message is the women? What is the role of the women in ensuring that the 2023 election comes out fairly and also to favor the large populace in Nigeria?
Now, the youth came up as obedient youth,
So they call themselves.
sourcing for PVC to cast election for the man of their choice. As for me, as a mother, I know that obedient is the answer. Because one, we have a father. If we are saying that our father is too old, that our father should lock himself up, then it's an insult to our father in the sight of God. Because the Bible says that we should give respect to our father. So if the youth are seeing people who are too old to govern them and all that, it's turn by turn.
People want to understand when you say youth are seeing people too old. Who are you referring to?
Yes, because if you look at the question you are asking, I've already known behind it. It's issue of our candidate, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's a man of understanding. Tinubu is a citadel of brain. He's a man that can develop money out of sand. Tinubu that you are seeing. Old or young, Tinubu still remain Tinubu that I know. In 2018, if you want to talk to Tinubu, you have to run faster to meet with Tinubu. If you don't run after Tinubu, you cannot meet Tinubu. But today, whether it's old age or not, the brain is still there. We should still respect the father, the organ that gave birth to us. So I and my family and all my group, as the head of the Niger Delta Challengers, we are supporting Tinubu till tomorrow.
The question is, the Nigerian who is listening to you right now, watching this program, we ask you why.
Why do I what?
Why are you supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Because he's a man with a citadel of brain. He's a hard-working man. The seat of the government of Nigeria is not a toy game. It's not a child's play. Who is stopping the youth from contesting? They should come out and say they want to contest. Look at the phone people are buying, the ticket they are buying is capital intensive. Let them come out and buy, equip themselves. They will go to the pool and see. So what am I trying to tell you is this. Of a truth, I am a youth. I'm also a youth.
You are.
If you tell me at this age of my 49 to 50 to become the president of Nigeria,
your youthfulness, is it calculated on a political ground or on what we have? Because I think youthfulness starts from maybe 18 to 40.
45. So if I am 49, I'm stepping out of youth, does not make me to remember the things of the youth because I just passed out of the youth ring few years ago. So what am I trying to tell you is this. Nigeria's seat as the presidential seat is a tough seat. It's not a seat that somebody will just wake up from his house and say, I want to contest because I was once a governor or because I've been a minister and all that.
Does it need physical strength also in that seat?
It needs a lot of experience.
What about the physical strength?
Physical strength is lazy. It's laziness.
You remember what happened? You know, in the first, when our current president came on board, the issue of health became a challenge. So these are things also the Nigerians are saying that these issues like this might likely affect whoever is coming there, who is, like you said, let me use your word, being an old person. So he might have this issue of health challenge and all of that.
Okay, very good. Can you throw away your father because your father have health challenges?
Sometimes for me, my dad, when he became old, we had to tell him to rest from certain things that he does. Don't go here, don't go to farm, don't do hard work, things that will, because he's old.
Okay, depends on who your father is. If your father was a striker, it's a money-making machine, it's a hustler, you have no mouth to say such a thing to him. Because he knows how to live. He knows how to make himself available. Not you. You will wait for your time. If you have a capable father who dresses his bed perfectly and don't want to lie on that bed that he dressed perfectly, you will not have a say. You can only say that to a poor father you feel that you can ride on.
All right, Princess, to wrap up the program, tell Nigerians you've been in politics for more than 3 decades now. Tell Nigerians what is your advice to them ahead of the election, what they should do, what they need to do, especially the young people, because you're a mother.
Fellow Nigeria, what I have for you as an advice is this. You people should believe in turn by turn. If I am 50 years today, I believe that somebody of 18 years will grow to my stage and also take over my present seat when I'm out of that seat. Because before the child of 18 we grow to 50 years, I must have grown to 85 years. So they should grow gradually with obedience and the fear of God, as they call themselves as obedient youth. They should grow with the fear of God and pray hard for them to live long, to ascertain the position the elderly ones has left for them, not to chase the elderly people away.
All right, yeah, turn by turn actually got my attention, but we don't have more time to talk about that. We'll have you on the show next time so we can break into some of these. Thanks for coming around. I really do appreciate it. All right,
it's a pleasure. Yes.
That's all we can take for 7 Politics today. Join us next time. Thank you.